Hey guys, 681shadow, one of your PMC analysts, and we are finally back with Choose Wisely for week 5. Now I know we had a little break in between, some stuff happened, but if you want to hear more about that, I'm not going to go into it in this video, but we did post a video a couple weeks ago from when you're seeing this about what exactly went down, why Choose Wisely took a little pause, but we are finally back for week 5, and we're starting off, I know this is a bit weird for a type of pick'em crew type thing, but we're going over the week 1 results in the week 5 video, and here with me is my Choose Wisely partner, Volume.
Hello,
I
I'm existing on this planet.
I almost called you by another alias, and I stopped myself.
I have too many of them.
You
But
do.
basically, here we're going into that choose wisely. We were sick. We're both sick. We both didn't want to do this.
I had it worse.
Yeah, Joey had it worse. We were both sick. So it's like, oh, this not. So yeah, so there was nothing. No one together picks 2 through 4. Weeks 2, 3, 4 did not happen. So that's why we're jumping
I
into
mean,
week
two was on.
5.
I mean, two was on the verge of happening, but then we got sick.
Yeah, yeah. I don't even think I had picks for that though. So
Okay. Anyways, to
I
go
don't
over
know.
the week 1 results, I guess I'll start off with the first match for week 1. There was an upset. Most of us voted for Oregon, and Oregon lost to the Phoenix Incineroars. And congrats to Excalibur um
Yeah,
for
right.
getting the upset.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
that's it.
so
Just
basically everyone except for him is 0-1 after that match.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
basically all for that match. You can do the next one.
yeah. So next one we had this even. Yeah, Smeargles, Green Bay took the W. Pretty. I don't know actually the differential, but they took the W, and that's all that matters for us, right? Joy and I got benefit from that. Everyone else sucks for them. But oh, and Dr. V and Stab. But
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. So the next match was the Colorado Mammoth versus Orlando State Superiors, and Orlando did take the W. They did have the slight majority for 5-3, and here let me just check on the differential really quickly on that match. Let's see. Colorado week 1. It was okay. It was a close match. It was a 1-0 win for Orlando.
ooh.
So that definitely does help the majority of us in the Pick'em crew. And Arapto's not looking too good after these first 3 matches.
Uh-huh.
So
He
go on
doesn't
to the
look.
next one.
All right, yeah. So anyway, next match would be the Grizzly Town Grinders. A lot of Northerns who sadly quit the league for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we had a couple teams that had to drop, but we'll talk about those when we get to week 5.
yeah. But anyway, I got my lock here. All that I really care about. Oh, that's English. But yeah, the Dr. V and Excalibur both got those wrong. Sucks to be them, but it happened. Making this prediction, I do believe I lost this team because I thought the matchup was a lot better for drivers. Like so, but might be incorrect there. But I'm pretty sure that was my train of thought. Anyway, that
Yeah,
was I
yeah, let's do
believe a
the
3-0.
yeah, it was a 3-0 match.
Oh,
All right, so the next match that we had was the Hamden High Dragons versus the Sydney Crocodiles, and this match ended in Hamden getting a nice win. Well, actually, I don't know if it's a nice win. I almost
it's a
screamed out.
narrow
No, no,
1-0.
no,
It
it was a
looks
narrow
like
win. Never mind.
it's
It
a
was,
narrow 1-0 where
it was a narrow 1-0,
I think
and
that it might have been one-sided, but it looks like it's narrow at the 1-0.
yeah,
Differential.
yeah, I definitely remember. I remember that that I picked Hamden for this week, not just because of my knowledge of the 2 players from the previous season of the PMC, but also because I remember their last match pretty vividly because I was on the weekly recap. So I actually analyzed the match.
Ooh. All right. So then we have my favorite match of the week: Montreal versus New York Cosmogs. I don't care. Montreal took the W. I got one. Everyone else won an L. I had two. I had two of the right risks and picked that no one else picked. But it worked out for me this time, so all that I care about, and that puts me ahead of the game for the most part. Anyway.
Yeah, and then for the seventh match, we have the Macedon Gastrodon versus the Red Spark Vikavolt, and Macedon won. Let me check the differential. Macedon won by 4-0, so it was a pretty decisive victory.
Yeah, it looks like Madison swept New York Cosmogs. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then once again helping you because your record is looking pretty good,
Uh-huh.
and
So,
so is mine.
yeah.
Yeah. So you can go
Anyway,
on to the last match. Yeah.
the last match, I decided to be dumb and causes over the Tampa Bay Forgadiers, which turned out to be fatal flaw, because Tampa Bay Bird won last year. I mean, last season. Year. I don't know exactly what the timeline. Last season. So that was flaw of my plan there, and I go down to 2-7-1 there. But unfortunately for me, that's not the case. And North, or it wasn't North who picked.
It was
He's taking over from
yeah, it was Kyle.
Kyle. Yeah. But so and then we had a whole bunch of people locked and they got it right, so that's fantastic for them. But yeah, so
Yeah, and also mind you that in the match of the Rayquazas versus the Frogadiers, Scolipede got all 6
oh my god.
kills.
It was a 3-0 Scolipede. God.
All right, so to go on to week 5 and to talk about replacements, there were a couple coaches that had to drop, as well as one analyst. So to go over those, as you may see on the layout, the Nevada Neuverns are now replaced by Heracross Knight, coach of the SL Benefica, and then the Richmond Rayquazas, coached by Dom's Game Room, also had to drop, and they were replaced by Arky Knight, coach of the San Antonio Victory Bells, um, and then once again, as we alluded to before, Kyle had to drop as an analyst, and he was replaced by Narth Vader, who will be taking over his Pick'em crew record and continuing for the rest of the season.
Do we we quickly backtracked of going over the records for everyone? One records, right? I don't think we did that.
Oh no, we didn't. You're right. You're right.
So week 1, I was on top, even though Joey had 6-2. I was on top as he he got his lock of the week wrong, so I got it right, and that's why with only 2 people. And then the only person who go 5-3 was Excalibur, right? So he got
Yeah.
third. And then there was a 3-way tie for three-way tie for 4th. Cloud Envy North, or Luke, not Luke. Wait, I'm tired. Kyle, and Stab. So, and then Dr. V and
Arapathos.
Arapathos, I can't pronounce. Tied, but Arapathos got his luck wrong. So Dr. V is ahead of him, 7th, and he's in dead last. So
Yeah.
that's how things are stacking up going into this 5.
All right. So now to go into the week 5 picks. So the first match of week 5 is the Sydney Crocodiles, coached by Sharpino, versus the Red Spark Vicavolts, coached by Dolphin Squared. And judging by like for me in Pick'em Crew at least, since my knowledge of like team matchups and stuff like that is not the best, I tend to look at more so what I know about the player in terms of skill and how they've done previously. So on that note, I decided to pick Sydney for this matchup, and you can explain why you chose Red Spark.
You see, I chose the Red Spark because I was looking at the records, and I ultimately decided that Red Spark. I think the record. Can't remember what the records were off the top of my head, but if I go look at that. Self that Red Spark had 2-2, and Orlando was 2-1. But I think Red Spark took on tougher opponents, so I went with that. And I believe they had a slightly better team matchup. I think so. But yeah.
All right. So you can go on to the next match.
All right. So also, you may notice, I'm not quite sure if Joey mentioned it because I just kind of blanked. But we're not gonna actually, yeah, no, saying I'm tired. All right. Anyway, a very Grisby Town Grimers. Everyone's going Tampa Bay, Excalibur, and Stab are locking. Really, no reason to necessarily go over that, but I do think they're tied as of this moment. But I do go. So Grisby Town could easily win, in my opinion. But see what happens. Everyone decided to go Bay for the obvious reason. Anyway.
All right. So the next matchup we have here is the Colorado Mammoth Swines, coached by Heavy Metal Pokemon, versus the Seattle Smeargles, coached by. I actually don't know who this is coached by. I'm really bad. I'm sorry. Let me check. Let me check really quickly. Um, he is coached by Sketchy Smeargle. Oh wow, I should have known that. I feel so bad now. I apologize. But for this matchup, um, once again, just seeing what I know, I felt like Colorado was the pick for this week. But if you want to add some more analysis to that, you can, since you did choose Colorado as well.
I basically thought Colorado was a Seattle. I think I got, but that's when I judge by the records. So, I think they're at the bottom, or they're at the bottom, wherever they are. They're 1-2, whereas the Metal Suns are also 1-2, but I think they're a better team, in my opinion. The next match.
All right, so for the next match. Oh wait, no, it's your match. Never mind.
Yeah,
Wait,
I was like, what? All right, New York Cosmogs versus Phoenix and only one person, or maybe two person, depending on the other one. And I might have just realized that we might have stated slightly incorrect information, as Narth, as of this moment, has not made his picks. So we're doing this based off of 7 picks right now, but that's what I want.
There will be 8 on the screen.
Yeah, so based on what I see in front of me, right? Where there's 6 people picking Phoenix, and there's only one person picking New York. We have good reason to believe take the W, as they are a pretty good team. Well, they're 1-1 as of this moment, but they beat Oregon, and that was a pretty good team who made semis, I believe, last year. And New York Cosmogs not doing. They're 1-3, so yeah, that's
it definitely the Phoenix Incineroars have definitely impressed in terms of beating a team that not only made semis, but they also made finals last season. And the New York Cosmogs have not been doing too well, so that's why I not only picked Phoenix, but I also decided to lock Phoenix this week. So for the next match, we have the Oregon Ducklets, coached by Johnny GB, versus the San Antonio Victory Bells, coached by Arky Knight. And we once again have a unanimous decision here. Everyone picked Oregon, and volume here locked Oregon. And I feel the reason I picked Oregon for this week is because in terms of, once again, of how I pick people based on what I know about them, I have not seen I haven't really seen Arky in doing league matches and things like that, so I don't really know anything about him. So I decided to go with the person I know over the newcomer. So if you want to add anything else, you can.
I locked this match because I'm this might have been like, because I didn't at the time realize that there was a new coach coming in, but I've decided I'm going to keep my lock on this match because I believe Oregon should take the victory. He's made finals last year, or not finals last year. Who made finals last year? Oh no, yeah, he did make finals last year. I'm just out of it right now. But the San Antonio don't know them, don't know Archie very well either. I don't really know anyone too well, but I believe that based on the record, previous accomplishment, Oregon should take the W. We'll see what happens.
All right, so
Yeah. Oh yeah. Next match. So SL Benefica. Sorry. Versus the Orlando City Super. We have most people going Orlando, but 2, 3 going the SL Benefica. Really throwing me off. Anyway, I believe Orlando should take. I'm not person. Well, this person played some other matches, right? And they do not seem to be fantastic. I mean, they won, I guess. But I thought, yeah.
So once again, like I picked Orlando because I know D-Pad is a very solid player, and I haven't really seen Heracross Knight play league games. So once again, just like the previous match, I'm picking the one I know about over the newcomer. So on to the next match. We have the Mastodon Gastrodons coached by Mastodon versus the Hamden Hydreigens coached by J-Specs, and most of us here picked Hamden. And once again, because due to us being sick, I haven't been able to see like as many matches as I could have. So I just, once again don't know much about Mastodon. So I decided to go with the coach that I know better of the two.
So I went with the Mastodon, taking a risk based on what everyone else picked, right? But I believe they could take the W here. They are 2-1. I don't think they fought two high quality teams. But so they could go. I could go the other way. I do also believe I thought they had a slightly better matchup. So that's my thoughts for that. Anyway, for our final match, we have Green Bay Pikachu versus Montreal Monfernos. Now we have Green Bay, I believe, as of this moment, has only played 2 matches, but is undefeated. So, and Montreal is 2-1 on the top of.
Oh well, some things aren't updated on the sheet.
Yeah,
I noticed that. So
I'm basing this off the sheet because
yeah.
I don't pay.
Yeah, they haven't updated things yet, which it happens. It happens.
So but I went for the Montreal here. Also, they pulled through week 1, so I think they can pull through for me again in this match. You, Jay?
Okay, so I didn't really know like the coaches too well on this either, and I really just like looked at the records, and I feel like Montreal can pull through. I feel like Montreal is just gonna pull through for this one.
I also think they have a slightly better matchup as well. So
yeah,
but it could swing either way.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of the Week 5 Pick'em crew. Let us know your thoughts down in the comment section below. It's definitely fun to see not only what we think, but also what anyone who's watching thinks. And maybe let us know who you think is going to win each match. And remember to go down the description below and make sure you subscribe to all the people in the PMC. We're all working very hard to make this league even better, and everything's just going very well thus far, despite us getting sick like midway through. But you have anything else to say before we end off?
No. So I believe we are exiting now.
All right. So I've been 681shadow.
This is Volume.
Signing out.
Yeah.